Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are again going to continue with our chapter Determiners. Now, this is part 8. Well, in this session, we are going to discuss several very important determiners that we have not discussed before. In last sessions or in our earlier sessions, we have already discussed determiners as articles and adjectives. Well, in this session, we are going to discuss some determiners which can be adjectives and other parts of a speech as well. Basically, determiners are the words which qualify noun. Now, here we are going to discuss some very important determiners which act as adjectives as well. So, in this session, we are going to discuss. Well, let me first take pen. Okay, let me choose this. Well, in this session, we will discuss difference between some and any. Now, this is very important determiner, that is any and some. And any and some are used to indicate basically the quantity or the specification or the particular noun which can be identified with you can say specific or non-specific terms or factors. Now we'll discuss definition of any, because we are just going to discuss some and any in this session. So we are going to elaborate some and any with some additional points. So in this session, we are going to elaborate some and any. We are going to discuss usage of any. We are going to discuss rules. We are going to discuss definition of some and usage of some. Now you must be thinking that why I have taken first of all the differences and after that the definitions, just because I want to indicate over here that what are the differences between some and any. After that, we'll elaborate them. So let's begin the session. Now first of all, we'll discuss both the determiners some and any with their usage. There you must have heard about these words many a times in your life. What happens basically, some is a word which indicates or which qualify a noun. Now some can be an adjective. Suppose this is an adjective, and an adjective just qualify a noun anyhow. Now basically what some does, some is actually indicate the quantity of a noun, that how much it is. That is basically some as an adjective or the determiner. So it qualifies a noun, and it quantifies the noun, you can say. And the determiner any, it makes the noun specific or non-specific. The determiners any and some are both used to talk about the indefinite quantities of or amounts. How indefinite amounts? For example, if I say some boys, if I say some boys. Now, we know well that boys are countable. But can you tell me, if I say some boys, can you tell me what is the exact number of boys? No, not at all. It means this is indefinite quality. Sorry, this is indefinite quantity. It is not defined at all. Therefore, here I'm using the word some, which is telling me indefinite quantity of the boys. Or if I say any boy means any boy. It can be any boy in this word. If I say any boys, of course I'm talking about any number of boys or any boys. So they are not definite in fact. So they both depict the same meaning, that they both uh, show the quantities or amounts which are indefinite, but they are used in different context. Now how? Actually both are similar in usage, but the usage of these words differs in their context. How? Some is generally used in positive sense and any in negative sense. So you must keep this in mind, that some is a positive word and any is used in negative sense. Not actually a negative word, but it is used in negative sense. How? Let us elaborate. First of all, we'll discuss some. Some is used in positive statements and is often used when you expect the quantity to be larger than zero. It means if you want to state something in positive sense. For example, we have a number zero. Now we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and we can have less than zero. That is, well, that is not practical. That is -1, -2, -3, and so on. But let us not consider them. In fact, we can say that those are the lower quantities than zero. It means they can be zero as well. they are equivalent to 0. So some is always used for something more than 0. If I say some boys, it means it is fixed that at least one or two boys are there, or maybe more two or more maybe two or more if I'm saying some. Because some can be used. Now let me explain you this. Suppose there is a word some. Now we have two types of noun. One is countable and another is uncountable. We know this very well. Now if I'm saying some, it can be used with both of these nouns, countable as well as uncountable. Now if the noun are countable, they must be plural countable nouns. Plural countable nouns. Now the C is countable. Why so? Now if I say some boys, some boys, or some students, or some girls, anything. Now if I can see only one boy, can I say some boy? No, not at all. Some boys, of course. If there are some boys, they must be more than one. Not exactly zero, but more than one. They must be more than one or two. They must be more than one or two. If I'm saying some boys, it means they are probably, or in fact they are exactly more than one or two. I cannot say some for the one person only. Now if the noun is countable, it should be plural in form always. But if the noun is uncountable, of course uncountable is always considered singular. It is not counted, so we cannot divide it in terms of 1 2 3 and so on. Therefore it cannot be plural as well. So of course it will be uncountable, and this will be used in singular noun. Obviously here we'll have singular noun, and after that we can have only singular form of verbs as well. For example, some milk is there, is still left in the vessel. Is still left in the vessel. It means there is some milk. It means some quantity of milk, but it is more than zero. It means it is more than nothing. So of course some is a positive word. But if I say, do you see any boy? It means maybe possible that there is no boy at all. So if I say, do you see any boy here? So any boy, boy is a singular noun. If I make it plural as well, there even any can depict the negative meaning of that. It means maybe possible, it might be possible that there is no boy at all. So we can use the word any. But if I say, can you see some boys over there? Some boys. Now I cannot say some boy. I will say some boys. Some is always followed by plural noun, a plural noun and plural form of verb if the nouns are countable. That is a good point about some, that it can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Now let us get back to the slides. So suggest that there is certain amount or number of something. Now let us move further. For example, I bought some apples from the grocery stores. Now, some apples, it means there are at least more than two apples. I will take some time. Now, time is uncountable, but sometime it means some amount of time. It is more than nothing. Off from work to relax. It means I will take some time off. Off means I will not work at that particular time. I just want to take rest. So there is some time off from work to relax. So this is the special quality of some, that it can be used with countable as well as uncountable nouns. Now let us move further. I met some of your friends at the party last night. Now some of your friends, so your friends are plural, and some of indicates some of them. Now there is again a point in this. If I say some of your friends, then your friends must be more than two. Suppose they are 10. And if I'm saying some of your friends, might be I have met 3, I have met 4, I have met 5, or any. But if I say one of your friend, now if I have met only one friend, I cannot say some of your friends, because that there is only one friend. So I cannot say some for that particular one. But if there are more than one, suppose there are two, there are three, I can say that some of your friends, because there are some, it means the number is not clear, because that is some indicates indefinite. It is not stating as the clear number, but yes, probably if I'm saying some, I am saying for more than two at least. We should invite some guests over for dinner this weekend. Some guests, it means they must be more than one or two. So we can use some guests. Though it is indefinite, but it really depicts the amount that is probable, or the possible amount. Now we'll discuss the use of any. Any is again another determiner which tells us about the quality or the quantity of a particular noun. How? Let us elaborate. Any is used in negative statements. So some is used in positive, whereas any is used in negative statements, of course. Questions, or when offering a choice. It suggests that there is no particular amount or number required, and it can be used for both singular and plural nouns. So, in case of some, the noun can be classified on two bases, that is either countable or uncountable. If it is countable, it will be plural only, and if it is uncountable, obviously it is singular. But in case of any, uh, the noun can be singular as well as plural. Now, let us see some examples. I do not have any money left. It means I don't have any money. Now, just try to read the sentence with the word some. If I say I do not have some money left, does it make any sense? No, not at all. It means that will not be correct over here, or that will not be suitable over here. So, some cannot be used in negative sense, but any is used in negative sense. I cannot find any of my keys. They must be lost. So, any of my keys, it means this is negative sense. So, in negative sense, we use any, and in positive sense, we use some. Now, let us move further. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Now, you can see over here that we have plural noun after the word any. Is there any way to solve this problem? So, any way to solve this problem. So, we can see that after any, we have countable noun, but it is singular. We can also have plural noun after the word any. Now, in summary, some is used in positive statements while any is used in negative statements, questions, and offering when offering a choice. Now, here it is written questions. So, questions. In questions form, we can use some also. How? Let us discuss. Use of any or some in terms of interrogative statements. Now, if we have interrogative statements, interrogative means question statements. Now, if we have interrogative sentences, we can have any or some both. But how we can use these words, let us discuss. The use of any or some in interrogative statements depends on the context and intended meaning. Now, this line is very, very important. Intended meaning, or you can say the expected answer. Here, one more thing is important, that is expected answer. How? Let us discuss this. Expected answer. Now, let us discuss this part. Suppose I have a question, but I want a positive answer for that. Suppose I'm very hungry, and as soon as I reach home, I ask my mother, is there something to eat? Because I want that there must be something to eat, because I'm feeling very hungry. So I just expect a positive answer from the another side. And I am asking, uh, is there something to eat? Is there something to eat? So, or do you have some money? Do you have some money? Now, these are two questions you can see over here, the first question and the second question. Now, in both the questions, I expect the answer in yes, because I'm very hungry I'm asking that is there something to eat? It means I'm expecting that there must be something to eat because I'm feeling very very hungry. Do you have some money? It is do you have some money? If I say do you have some money, it means I need money, and I'm asking the another person that do you have some money. In fact, in this case I expect that he should have that particular amount of money which I need, because I need it necessarily. Now, in both the sentences, let us use any. In the first sentence, now let us create another situation. Suppose I went home, and as soon as I went home, I saw that may be possible that my mother has not cooked that particular vegetable or that particular dish or meal that I want, or I like to eat, or I want to eat. I want that there must be nothing to eat, and I will go out and dine out. Now, I'll ask her, is there anything to eat? Because I expect over here that she should say no, and that will be beneficial for me. I will go out in the market uh, and eat whatever I want, whatever I love to eat. So I want to go out. This is my choice, but I'm asking for the formality only. So I can ask over there, is there anything to eat? Is there anything to eat? Or maybe possible I know that mother has not cooked yet. So I'm asking, is there anything to eat? It means I'm expecting that she should say no. And that will be beneficial for me. So if I say, is there anything to eat? It means I'm expecting that she should answer in negative. So this is how we can use anything. So we can use anything and something both, but it depends on the situation for the expected answer. Now, if I say, do you have any problem? Do you have any problem? Now, I'm asking my friend or any family member or my mother or anyone, do you have any problem? Because I want that they must not be having any problem, and there is everything fine. And I'm just asking for the formality, or you can say just because I felt. So I asked, do you have any problem? But I want that they should say no, or the another person should say no, because I don't want him to be in problem, or I don't want her to be in problem. So I'm asking, do you have any problem? It means I'm expecting that the another person or the opposite person should say no. So in this manner, it all depends on the expected answer. It all depends on the expected answer. So if I want the expected answer to be yes, I should use some, and if I want the expected answer to be no, I would say anything or any, or I would use any. Well, let us get back to the slides now. Any is used in interrogative statements when the question implies a negative or indefinite answer. Did you see any bird in the park? Now, if I say, did you see any bird in the park? Maybe possible I also am not able to see any bird over in the park, and I'm asking another person, did you see any bird? It means I know that there was no bird, and I'm asking him only for the formality. Did you see any bird? Maybe possible we just went to see the birds, or any situation it can be. So I'm just saying, did you see any bird in the park? Though I know the answer that it will be no, or I'm expecting the answer to be no. So here we can use any. Now, some is used in interrogative statements when the question implies an affirmative or indefinite answer. Can I have some of your cake? Now, I want him to give his cake to me. So I will ask, can I have some of your cake? It means I'm expecting him to say yes, sure. So I'm expecting the answer to be yes. So I can use the word some in this question. Now let us move to the next one. I hope you understood this point. It is important to note that any and some can be used interchangeably. Now, this is very important. They can be used interchangeably in some cases depending on the speaker's preference or the specific context. Preference means expecting answer. What if I am asking any question? It is my choice whether I want him to say yes or no, and as per my requirement, as per my expectation, I will use some or any. Maybe possible, if I'm expecting the negative answer, maybe possible I will get the positive answer as well. But that does not matter at all. It only depends on my expectation, not on what the other will answer. So, this is how we can use some or any. I hope you understood this point. Now, we'll elaborate any. What are the uses, what are the various uses of the word any, we are going to discuss in this session. First of all, the determiner any is a versatile word that is used in various contexts to indicate a lack of restriction or to refer to an indefinite quantity or amount. Lack of restriction means there is no limit and there should not be any limit. Refer to an indefinite quantity or amount, because if I say any bird, I cannot say exactly how many birds, or sorry, how many number I'm talking about. It is totally indefinite. Here are some common uses of determiner any in detail. First, indefinite quantity or amount. Any is used to refer to an unspecified or unknown quantity or amount. So, if we use any, it refers to the quantity or the amount of that particular noun which is unspecified or unknown. If I say any boy, any money, any girl, any anything, so we are not stating the exact number or exact quantity of that particular noun. So, indefinite quantity or amount. This is the first feature of the word any. Examples: do you have any milk? It means any amount of milk it can be. I do not have any money. It means there is no money. So, any money. Here I have not stated the amount of money. It can be any amount of money. So, I'm just saying any money. It means I do not have any. It means I do not have any or a single piece of coin as well. So, here we have not described the amount of that particular money. Now, let us move to the next one. Generalization. Any can be used to make general statements about all members of a group or class. How? Let us see some examples. Any student can participate in the school play. Now, if I say any student, it means any student of the school. Now, any student refers to anyone. There is no one student. In fact, all the students, and any student can do this. Any student can participate. There is no particular, you can say particular or the specification about the students, that only this group or only that group. Any student means any, whether he's of any age group, whether he's of any class group or anyone. But here it is written any student. Maybe possible he's of nursery or he's of 12th. There is no uh, specification about the student. Any book lover appreciates a good story. Any book lover, it means there may be a number of book lovers in this world. So any book lover, we are talking about the quality of the book lover that appreciates a good story. Any book lover will do this. It means that can be any. Now let us move to the next one. Permission or possibility. Any is used to indicate permission or possibility without restriction. So, any is used to indicate permission or possibility. How? You can ask me any question you want. Now, any question, it means whatever you want to ask, you can. I'm giving you the choice. You can take any seat you like. It means there are several seats and all are empty. There is no specification about the seats that this seat will be occupied by this person. You can take any seat. All the seats are vacant for you. All the seats are as per your choice. Wherever you want, you can sit. Now let us move to the next one. Negative or interrogative sentences. Any is often used in negative or interrogative sentences to convey a sense of uncertainty or emphasize the absence of something. So when there is absence of something, when we do not know what will be the answer, when we do not convey the sense of certainty, we can use any. How? Let us see the examples only. I did not receive any calls today. It means there was no call at all. Is there any reason why you are late? Now in this question you can see, is there any reason why you are late? So we are just saying any reason. Maybe possible he will give us the reason, but we just want him to say that there is no reason at all. So is there any reason? Yes. So that is how we can use any, because that is that shows uncertainty. Now let us move to the next point. Comparative statements. Now we can also use any in comparative statements. How? Any can be used in comparative statements to emphasize that a particular quality or characteristic is present regardless of the degree. How? Let us see some examples. She is not any taller than her brother. It means the height of brother and sister are same. They both are same in height. So there is she is not any taller. It means no tallness or no quality of being tall is seen in her as compared to her brother. It does not make any difference which route we take. It means whichever route we take is equal. There is no difference at all. So here any plays like no, that there is no difference. It does not make any difference. It means there is no difference at all. Now let us move to the next point. Conditional statements. Any is used in conditional statements or sentences to express a lack of preference of replacement. Sorry, of to express a lack or preference or requirement. Preference or of preference of requirement. You can choose any color you like. It means there are many colors. Now it is only up to you whatever color you want to choose. So it is as per your requirement, as per the situation, as per your likeness, that you can choose any color. There are varieties of colors. You can attend the meeting at any time that suits you. It means it is your preference only. It is according to you only, that I have given you all the options. Now whatever time suits you, you can choose that. So it is only as per your requirement and your preference or your choice. So we can use any in that case as well. Overall, the determiner any is a versatile word that can be used in different contexts to convey a lack of restriction, an indefinite quantity, or to make general statements. Its usage can vary depending on the specific context and the meaning intended. Now let us move to the next one. Another usage of any. First, the usage of any varies depending on whether it is used with countable or uncountable nouns. So, as I told you that in case of some, we have both the nouns are there, countable as well as uncountable, and it can be used with both. Likewise, any can be used with countable and uncountable nouns, and it can have slightly different implications in singular and plural forms. How? Let us see this with some examples. First of all, we'll discuss with with uncountable nouns. So first we are going to discuss any plus uncountable nouns. Now we know well that uncountable noun is always considered singular because it cannot be counted, it cannot be have plural forms. Any is commonly used with uncountable nouns to refer to an indefinite amount, often in negative sentences or questions. How? Is there any water left? So, is there any water left? It means might be there is no water at all. So, we are just asking, is there any water left now? Or any amount of water? There is not any sugar in the pantry. It means there was no sugar, so there is not any sugar. Not any refers to no sugar. Now let us move to the next one. With plural countable noun, we can also use it with plural countable noun. When used with plural countable nouns, any refers to an indefinite number or amount, again often in negative sentences or questions. Examples: do you have any books on science? Now, if I'm saying science, well, this should be capital in letters. Now, let me just make it capital. Uh, well, if I'm saying, do you have any books on science? It means uh, we are just expecting that if there is any book on science, maybe possible there are many books, but we are just want any books on science. It means I'm asking about the book in which we can read science. Now, there is one more thing. We can also have book over here. Both the words are correct. She does not have any friends in the city. It means she has no friend at all. So we can use any. But we cannot use any and no or not together, because any itself is a negative word, or it shows the negative sense only. Now let us move to the next one. With singular countable nouns. The usage of any within singular countable nouns is less common and typically occurs in more formal or conditional contexts, often implying that it doesn't matter which one is chosen or considered. Let us discuss. If any member has an objection, they should speak now. Now, maybe there are many members, and if any member has an objection, it means if one member also is there which has objection, they should speak. Any student caught cheating will be penalized. It means if any student, whether anyone he is. So if any student caught cheating, now there is no specific number. We are not talking about a specific student. We are talking about any, and it can be any, or maybe possible there is no student like that. If any student caught cheating, will be penalized. Now let us move to the next one. The word any itself does not inherently carry a negative meaning. It is often used in both negative contexts when combined with negative constructions and in questions or conditional statements. In negative sentence, any is frequently used with negative verbs to indicate lack of something. If it is used with negative verb, we are saying that not we are talking about not word over there. She does not have any money. There is not any tickets left. Sorry, there are not any tickets left. So we can use these words any and not together in these contexts. But if I say, is there nothing to eat, or is there anything to eat, or is there not anything to eat, we can use like this. Now let us move to the next one. In questions, we used in questions any is used to inquire about the existence or availability of something without implying a negative. Now, any can also be used in interrogative sentences when we are not expecting a negative answer, but it is just making the sense of negative. Do you have any ideas? Is there any coffee left? So we are just asking in general sense. Now, it does not always mean that if we are using the word any, we are expecting a negative answer. Maybe possible we are just asking in general sense. We do not expect anything. We do not expect positive. We do not expect negative. We are neutral towards it. We can use any as well. But some is basically used when we expect a positive answer only. Conditional statements. Any is also used in conditions to refer to all possible items or instances, irrespective of which one. For example, if you find any problems, let me know. It means any problem, you can let me know. Anyone who meets the criteria can apply. So it is talking about anyone. So any just means to any person, that is not specific, irrespective of the number of persons, irrespective of the quality of persons. It is just for any person. In affirmative statements, while less common, any can be used in affirmative statements, usually to imply that all choices or instances are included. Any book by this author is worth reading. It means I'm talking about all the books by this author. All the books. Any contribution will be appreciated. It means I'm talking about all the contributions. The negative or positive connotation of any largely depends on the context of the sentence in which it is used, especially in terms of the presence of negative constructions like not, never, no, etc., or the structure of the question or condition. The use of any and any of in sentences depends on whether you are referring to items from a specific group or in general, and whether you are dealing with singular or plural nouns. How? First of all, we'll read it with uncountable nouns. When you are talking about an uncountable noun, you use any to refer to a part or entire category of something. Is there any water left? It means we are talking about any type of, any amount of water. Now, we have already read these things before as well. So we just read the examples. Do you have any questions? It means if you have any query, you can ask. If any person disagrees, it means we are talking about all the persons. They should speak up now. Any of the books. Now, here you can see any of, after that, the books. Now, this is very important. After any of, we should only use plural nouns. Because if we are using any of makes the part, and of will be taken from a particular part which is larger in amount. If I say any of you, it means you is plural. If I say any of you and you is one, this use of any of will be incorrect. When we use any of, it is very important that it should be followed by plural noun only. Plural noun only. Because any, though it does not depict a particular amount, but it is important to state that any of refers to something which is more than one. When you are referring to specific items out of a known or maybe possible one defined group, you use any of. This is typically used with the plural nouns. Sorry, with plural nouns. With pronouns, now any of can be used with pronouns as well. It is also used with pronouns. uh, well, this is not this example. If any of them is interested, they can join us. Now this one is example. They can join us. In essence, any is generally used when referring to things in general unspecified sense, while any of is used to refer to a specific subset of known group. The word any can be used in expressions like any different, any good, and any use. To add emphasis or to question the effectiveness, usefulness, or change in a status of something. How? If we are using any different, is this approach? Now, till here, we have already read many uses of any. In our next session, we'll discuss any in detail, or there are some more points about any, and after that, we'll discuss some. Well, thanks to you.